received, along with Congressman Crenshaw, several hundred whistleblower complaints about Pentagon extremist and diversity training. I want to share just a small selection of what your own troops are saying. And Mr. Chairman, I have a longer list that I'd like to submit for the record.
Without objection.
Again, this is just a few examples. One Marine told us that a military history training session was replaced with mandatory training on police brutality, white privilege, and systemic racism. He reported that several officers are now leaving his unit, citing that training. Another service member told us that their unit was required to read White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, which claims, and this is a quote, "White people raised in Western society are conditioned into a white supremacist worldview." A member of the Special Operations community has told us that they are being instructed that, quote, "The U.S. Special Operations community is racist." One Army officer relayed to us the words of his general officer who told him that the entire U.S. Army is racist. A midshipman at the Naval Academy said classmates are calling America a fundamentally racist place and that this sentiment is not contested by school administrators. An airman told us their unit was forced into a racist exercise called a privilege walk, where members of the wing were ordered to separate themselves by race and gender in order to stratify people based on their perceived privilege. One African-American officer disparagingly said, and I quote, "The Navy thinks my only value is as a black woman and not the fact that she is a highly trained military specialist." Soldiers have come forward to tell us they are being forced to watch videos about systemic racism and documentaries that rewrite America's history as a fundamentally racist and evil nation. One Space Force officer told me that 2 Guardians left his ranks in a short period of time. One was a young African-American who said that after the training, she would never have joined the military had she known that it was such a hotbed of racism. The other was a white airman who said he didn't sign up to be indoctrinated and filed separation paperwork. Mr. Secretary, we're hearing reports of plummeting morale, growing mistrust between the races and sexes where none existed just 6 months ago, and unexpected retirements and separations based on these trainings alone. And again, these are not my words, these are the words of your own troops. So I want to ask a few simple but vital questions. Mr. Secretary, do you believe that our military is a fundamentally racist organization? Yes or no, please?
Well, I won't give you a yes or no answer on that, Senator, because it deserves more than a yes or no. The military, like any organization, will have its challenges, but I do not believe it is a fundamentally racist organization.
Thank you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but our time is limited. I think it is a pretty simple question. I'm glad that you agree it is not fundamentally racist. Do you believe that any member of the military should be treated differently based on their skin color and sex? Again, yes or no will do.
Again, this question deserves more than a yes or no answer.
Mr. Secretary, I'm sorry to cut you off. Our time is limited. It is a very simple question. Should a member of the organization you lead be treated differently, in violation of the Constitution, I would add, based on their sex or the color of their skin?
No, I do not believe that, and that is okay. Why we have diversity, equity, and inclusion focus in the military.
And the military for decades has been one of the institutions in the society where you are most likely to get ahead based on your own performance, on your own merit, irrespective of the color of your skin or where you came from or who your parents were.
Sir, I absolutely agree with that, and I am an example of that.
Your distinguished career is an outstanding.
I would also say that
Mr. Secretary, your career is an excellent example of that. But I have more questions based on the reports we've seen. The military has included the works of critical race theories on its reading list by authors like Abraham Henry Rogers, who now calls himself Abraham Kendi, and Robin DiAngelo. Mr. Kendi has written, quote, "The only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. The only remedy to present discrimination is future discrimination," end quote. Do you agree with that proposition?
I've not read that, and I don't, I certainly don't agree with what you just said, but
Mr. Secretary,
it's always important to have the full context of anything that you're being asked to evaluate.
Mr. Secretary, do you believe that race and sex should be the key factor when selecting combat leaders, rather than, say, operational excellence, technical proficiency, leadership, agility, and integrity?
I do not, Senator. I think what you just said should be key components in making any selection.
Thank you. I'm glad we agree on all this. So let me just wrap up by saying this. If troops are subjected to the kinds of trainings drawing on critical race concepts like America and our military is inherently racist, or certain races are inherently privileged, other races are inherently victimized, given what you've said, should they report it up their chain of command or to the Inspector General or to other appropriate channels?
They've always had, yes, they should. They've always had that ability to do that, and I would recommend that in the future. I would also say that diversity, equity, and inclusion is important to this military now, and it will be important in the future. And so we're going to make sure that our military looks like America, and that our leadership looks like what's in the ranks of the military. And I appreciate your support on that.
And I agree with that. Like I said, the military has always been one of the most diverse institutions in our society where you can get ahead irrespective of the color of your skin or who your parents are or where you came from. And I'm glad that we agree on that. This is not about diversity in general, though. This is about a very specific kind of anti-American indoctrination that is seeping into some parts of our military based on the whistleblower complaints we have received. Thank you. My time's expired.
These people are wicked as hell, man. The name of this video is Tom Cotton Warren's Critical Race Theory Indoctrination is Causing Soldiers to Leave Military. No, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that's causing soldiers to leave the military. You understand? It's prophecy that those who are in the military will fight against the Lord. So the Lord is clearing the military out, man. And then he made several lies in the video. United States military, the Roman military, it's always been racist. Don't be fooled, It's always been racist. And when you come back to home from, where you shipped off from, you're treated exactly the same way in the country or in the state where you at. I could show several videos on how the veterans, the Hebrew Israelite veterans that come back and get mistreated and don't get proper compensation for what they have done. These devils are lying, man. And the thing is, they want to cover it up. They want to come with this critical race theory BS. This is not critical race theory. This is critical race history, man. Like Elder Malcolm out of the Chicago branch over in GMS. This is critical race history that they trying to wipe out the history books. They trying to wipe out the minds of the kids for what they have done to us, man. This is history. This is vital, man. Let me get some precepts. I'm going to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone, for teaching me sound doctrine. This your brother Kazak Rakar, coming back at you with another video from the GMS branch out in Gary, Indiana. As you can see in that video, man, that's nothing but lies, man. Psalms 58 and verse 3 let you know that the wicked go astray from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10 let you know to never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, man. These people are wicked, and the Lord got a judgment for the wicked. Let's get a quick precept here in the blue letter. Malachi 1, right? This is the judgment that the Lord have. Salakia. Let me see. Here it is right here. This is the judgment that the Lord have for these Edomites, these sly, wicked-ass Edomites. I'll start at verse Malachi chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I love Jacob. You see, so the Lord has his pick. The Lord loved Jacob. Malachi 1 and 3. He says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Right? So America will be the biggest desert on the face of the earth, man. Malachi 1 and 4 says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against the Lord the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. You see? So the Lord hates Esau, man. And these people try to cover up the deeds that they have done on this earth. All the atrocities, the hangings, the murder, the bloodshed. Look at this, man. Watch this. This is what they trying to erase with this critical race theory shit. They trying to erase this history, man. All of this history when they've been hanging us. Look at this. Look at this. This is what they're trying to erase. When they have been hanging us with this critical race theory bullshit, they trying to hide these pictures, these images. In a minute, these images are not going to even be online. You're not even going to be able to see these images because they're coming with this critical race theory BS. Look, images like this, they're trying to take off. This is madness, man. This is what happened to our people. Look, this is modern day. Right here, modern day police officers found this body hanging on a tree. This shit don't stop, man. This is what they trying to hide, though. They're saying America is the land of the free, the land of the brave. To hell with that, man. This is what America is accused of. This is what the prophets is accusing America of, man. The murder of the saints. The blood of the saints. Let's get, let me see here. Let's get, Sirach. No, not Sirach. Second Esdras. It's 15. Let me see. Second Esdras 15. And we can start at verse 8. It says, Salakia. Second Esdras 15 and verse 8 says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. You see? Watch this. Verse 9, it says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So these people trying to hide it, with this critical race theory BS, trying to indoctrinate you with this. But nah, the soldiers are leaving the military because it's the Lord putting it on their spirit to leave, man. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand their own way? But they're trying to cover up that the military is not racist. That's BS. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's been racist since the beginning of time. These people are racist. Don't let them fool you. Never trust your enemies, man. This probably get a strike, but hey, I'm going to post another video on another channel, This is very important, man. Know that this critical race theory BS will not triumph. It will not last. What's done in history is there, and it cannot be forgotten. It's there, and it shows the filthiness of this modern day Babylon. It shows the wickedness that these people have committed on the earth, man. It shows the crafty counsel that they have committed against the Israelites, man. And you can read about that in Psalms chapter 83. It tells you about the crafty counsel of these people, man. So hopefully this was edifying. I don't want to go too long. I want to end it by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors once again to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom, Yasharallah. Don't let your sins weigh you down. Don't let your iniquities lift up themselves. Shalom.